Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is a special episode as we hit 50 subscribers and over. This is Mr. Exquisite Nugget coming at you from Durango Station, where I did a podcast episode with my cousin Eric. This is the beginning in terms of not the podcast itself, but overall my new journey as I find myself, as I will find my own home out here in Vegas because don't worry, I'm not kicked out. I didn't leave my home. It's just me and my dad. We may see different things, and if he decides to go back to Colorado, it's fine, but I will be having to find my own place soon here. So, yeah, the home of the Exquisite Nugget will, be found. And it's just a matter of time. Sometime in 2025, I'll be looking for a home. But other than that, you guys came here for some sports talk or basketball talks. Let's get straight into it. I want to do a quick ATA around the association for those who don't know, just kind of around the league. What's some trends? What's some talks? One of the biggest right now was the NBA in-season tournament that will be going on here in Vegas. For yesterday, the Lakers were the talk of the town since everybody wants to see the Lakers probably win another back-to-back NBA in-season tournament, even though it really doesn't matter. They lost yesterday to the Thunder 101-93. And the biggest concern right now is that the Thunder, even though they may not have Chet Holmgren, let's see here, this is going to be out for a while, yeah. The fact that the Thunder are still the top team to beat with Golden State, it's kind of concerning because the Lakers right now, I think they're right in the middle. They're not as good as everybody says. They just haven't played any serious team. Say if they played the Cavs, well, they did. They got killed. If they played the Celtics, the Knicks, there's so many teams that could honestly have a hard time against, for the Lakers to be against. So it's definitely something to see. The Kings and Trailblazers, this was an interesting game. The Kings lose on the road 106-115. Domantas Sabonis, I think he's their best player right now, better than De'Aaron Fox. But let's see, he's very consistent. He had a double-double, 21, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. De'Aaron Fox, as always, is putting up crazy numbers, 22, 5, and 5. I mean, regardless, like Malik Monk, this is the case that everybody wants to make for this Kings team. Malik Monk was a sixth man of the year. I think if right now for the Kings, if Malik Monk, Naz Reid, anybody who's scoring or putting up crazy numbers, decent numbers for triple doubles, like even Russell Westbrook could be added into that six man's talk. But overall, I think that the Kings, I don't know if they're really that good just because it's not that their teams or the division or conference they're in. I think they have, who knows if they'll be able to make it to a championship, even adding DeMar DeRozan from Chicago. It's definitely something to be said as when you got teams, let's say Portland or Utah or who are just rebuilding, they don't have an identity yet. And they're still looking to see where they, fit among every NBA team among the West. So that being said, I feel like the Kings, I'll have to do a segment on this soon, probably in the third segment, but I want to rank teams where they are right now, as this episode will be where I see teams in different tiers. I wish I had a graphic or a novel, but I'll just kind of go based off of my phone, aside from looking at just the score right now. So from yesterday's games, you also have the Knicks that won 99-98 against the Hornets on the road. The Hornets have had really close games. They could have won several of these games, whether it be against the Heat, the Knicks, the Nets. There have been so many times where the Hornets, they show signs of life, but they're not a consistent team to win it all with the way LaMelo Ball. He's playing really hard, but everybody else around Brandon Miller, the rest of the Hornets just don't have the same killer instinct or the willingness to take over and probably work well together. So there's that issue. This is a surprising one. The Cavaliers lose on the road in Atlanta, 101-117. I feel like the Cavs now, I think they lost twice actually to the Hawks. It's crazy. Donovan Mitchell only had 12 points. This is crazy, man. Darius Garland is obviously one of their top players. 29 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Evan Mobley is definitely up there, soon to be about near all-star caliber level for play for him. You've got Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Jalen Johnson. There are so many great guys on the Hawks that are, they're young guys, very young team, very small young team. But at the end of the day, I feel like the Hawks right now, just if we're ranking on just, we can't go based off of records where they lie, because we all know that even though these are regular season games, it will lead up to the playoffs. And I think the Hawks are like a mid-tier team. I'm definitely going to give a grade for everyone. But right now, my current analysis or take is the Hawks are a B minus type of team. If they were to make the finals, oh man, that would be quite an upset. So the Pelicans lose 109 on the road to the Grizzlies 120. I think that, well, if we're being real right now, the Pelicans, yeah, they're in rebuild mode right now. 4-16 against the Grizzlies, who are 13-7. Every team's going to have those games where you look good for a bit, but are they really ready to compete? Are they really ready to both step up and take a chance against some of these big superstars, whether it be Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, and yeah, that division is pretty tough. The Southwest Division specifically, like the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, you've got the Spurs, you've got the Rockets, who are really red hot right now. So it's tough to say that at least. But in other news, we got the Magic, the Orlando Magic, come into town in Brooklyn and absolutely beat the brakes off. It was like up 30 points at one point, 123 to 100. A lot of injuries. Dennis Schroeder out. The Brooklyn Nets just don't really. I don't really know if they have an identity or not. It's just like if they're really meant to be taken serious, because, yeah, they lost Mikal Bridges, a lot of trades that haven't gone their way, or a lot of players who are still trying to find that chemistry. So there's that issue. This was a close, low-scoring, tight game in the Timberwolves and Clippers in Minnesota at the Target Center. 93-92. I really feel like for some reason, like, yeah, it's too high scoring or great teams who have potential to score a lot. It always goes under for some reason. And that's what happened yesterday when the Timberwolves just barely beat the Clippers, because the Clippers are actually pretty decent. I just don't know if, I don't know if the Clippers. We'll see if they actually can get past what is it, both the first round or make it to the conference finals again, because that Pacific Division, just keeps getting harder and harder. Say for the Lakers, if it was the Clippers versus Lakers, they always want to see that. The Timberwolves, until somebody beats them again in a playoff series, we'll see how it goes. I hope the Nuggets can get their revenge some way or another. Let's see, though. So the Celtics, this always goes high for Chicago, but the Chicago Bulls lose at home 129-138 against the defending champs, the Boston Celtics. I think, it's so crazy. With the talks, this is a big talk that I want to get into here real quick. Was Chicago willing to trade both Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic? Who knows? It's anyone's game. If they want to land anywhere, if they want to make a trade for these guys, maybe Miami, it could be Denver. A lot of people have been speculating the Nuggets could use somebody like that. I'm not entirely sure how that would work, considering we already re-signed or gave that Jamal Murray extension. Nikola Jokic has his big Supermax contract. MPJ still has his. Aaron Gordon just got paid. So there's that on the table. You've got the Raptors and the Heat. It's so crazy, man, like putting up these high numbers. The Heat at home win 121-111. Jimmy Butler. You need to take a look at this game, honestly, because the Raptors are so bad. But you've got RJ Barrett with 25. Jacob Poeltl and Scotty Barnes had 24 apiece. Scotty Barnes had a triple-double, 24, 10, and 10. And it's nice to see the young guy numbers already. So there's that. Bam Adebayo had a triple-double himself, 14, 10, and 10. Tyler Hero had 23. Jimmy Butler with 26. Haywood Highsmith had 6. And Duncan Robinson with 10. I feel like, oh, man, who knows where Miami will rank in this playoff series, because it should be fun to note that the Miami Heat, even though they were bounced early last year with an injured Jimmy Butler, I still feel like they're a threat, just because it's like they always just seem to break these teams down no matter what, whether it be from the coaching, from Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler getting in people's heads. It is something special to see, because I am still a Miami Heat fan. It's just really tough right now to be one, because the Heat really haven't been able to get to the finals and actually win the whole thing, like against my Nuggets or the Lakers. It's crazy. The Detroit Pistons come into town yesterday, 130 over the Pacers, 106. Yeah, the Pacers have really struggled, especially Tyrese Halliburton. Um, A lot of people say that Tyrese Halliburton is a superstar. I wouldn't disagree with that, but I just don't think he's ready to make that leap because he is an all-star. But everybody wants to question whether or not Tyrese is all that, or if he's something special. If he's able to lead this team to a championship, which they got close to, they could have gotten past the Celtics, or maybe even given them trouble with a couple of games. But when they got swept, it's already pretty difficult to put labels or put any sort of hope for them, even though they don't have that particular, you know, other superstar player. So going back, that recaps every game for today or yesterday. For today, the Hawks win it. Wow, on a back-to-back in Charlotte, 107 to 104. It's a bit of a lower scoring game, not really the highest, but if you think about it right now, the Hawks, the Wizards, Chicago, the Eastern Conference teams really do put up some high numbers. It's crazy if they just get hot. It's just because they don't allow defense, or if their offense is truly good with certain players just hitting shots at the right time, whatnot. So there's that. 76ers, 111 to 96 against the Detroit Pistons. Yep, on another back-to-back. This is just insane, man. So many back-to-backs for teams. It's really a tough schedule. Say if you're the Lakers or if you're the Celtics or any team who's an easy target, you're going to be made fun of, or you're going to have a really rough schedule considering it's not like it gets any easier. So there is that. The Wizards right now are playing against the Milwaukee Bucks, 112 to 122. This should be a high-scoring game. I'm pretty sure this will end with like 240 or something, but for the odds of every game, it always go higher on these overs, unders, because it seems like teams are just getting better every single season just to find ways to score, improve offense, or improve their shots, hone their skills. And that's what the NBA is turning into. It's not just a shoot-around fest or making it easy just to not have anybody play defense, but defense is really hard to play. And to even do that, or just to intimidate players into missing shots, to turning the ball over, forcing bad passes, it's really difficult. So, wow, I was so right. The Suns are beating the Warriors 69 to 56. It is quarter three. I honestly didn't expect the Warriors. Not saying that they won't manage to come back, but I think the Suns, because they don't have Yusuf Nurkic. I was just probably going to say Jukic, but Nurk is out. Bradley Beal is out. Bottom line for the Suns is like they've been kind of back and forth lately. They lost to Brooklyn. They beat, I think, the Lakers? Yeah, they beat the Lakers the other day. And I feel like the Phoenix Suns are still a bit of a huge contender in the West because this is their year, man. If KD wants to win a championship again, I feel like he has to do it with this team. So it should be fun to see. The Mavericks are 50 against the Jazz right now, up. Let's see if Luka Doncic, is he playing right now? He might be out, yeah. Luka Doncic is still out. Lauri Markkanen is back, and it's in Utah. This first pair of meeting with these two, apparently the Jazz won that game. And I think overall lately the Jazz are they're not the worst team ever, but they're just definitely a mediocre team considering they don't really have a superstar. Or they don't even know what they're probably playing for if they're just there to win games. So there is that. The overall outlook of the standings. Let's take a look at the Western Conference first. The Thunder are number one with 15-4. The Rockets are high up there, 14-6. They might be really a big threat. The Denver Nuggets are fifth place. I feel like the Denver Nuggets just have had a bad string of luck with AG being injured. Jokic had his kid with him being out. Not that it's a bad thing, but, he was gone for a bit. Jamal Murray has underperformed in quite a few games, so who knows where that'll go. The Lakers are sixth place. The Cavs and Celtics are back and forth, 3 losses each. I feel like this will be the part where, each team probably tries to play catch-up and they, cling on the heels and somehow make that leap over them. The Heat are in 5th place. The Bucks are in 6th. The Hawks are sitting at the 7th seed, while the Wizards, 2-15. The Wizards are just terrible, man. Just like with the 76ers right now. I don't know what they're going to do about Joel Embiid or the simple fact that, they've been gone. But, so that's just kind of like a little bit of a mini all around the association and the standings and overall games as of lately. So for the Warriors and Nuggets for tomorrow, no, it's actually the Nuggets at the Clippers tomorrow. and this is where I want to point some things out. The Nuggets last time, yeah, they may have lost in the Clippers stadium. No, that was back in Staples Center or Crypto.com. They couldn't beat them. Unfortunately, I feel like that was just a game where there were a lot of mistakes being made, easy, mind slips and just whatnot. But for the Denver Nuggets, this would be a huge win considering that these two teams, I'm not saying they hate each other's guts, but yeah, they don't like each other since the bubble. And when the Nuggets came back and defeated the Clippers, being down 3-1, it was something special considering that the Clippers, they thought they would have been able to finally face the Lakers, probably win their first championship. They didn't get that. The Nuggets did, though, past 2020, 2023, I mean. And for the Denver Nuggets, let's look into some of the players right now. Let's start off with Jamal Murray, who's in the hot seat right now. Jamal Murray, he's putting up decent numbers. I'm actually going to go to NBA Tracker to see Tracker. Yeah, there's just been a lot of player stats. Let's go to ESPN, actually. Player stats. I feel like a lot of people just love to hate on Jamal Murray because he's done so bad. He's not – I'm not saying he's complete trash or anything. Like, yeah, he's needed. I don't like the guy, but he is needed to win this championship or with all the chemistry with Jokic after 8 years of both being friends and off the court. They need that kind of chemistry, or they need those two running together. So aside from the two-man game they got going, Jamal Murray, let's see where he averages right now. So if I look up a certain player, where is it here? Those are stats. Power rankings, injuries. Jamal Murray, 2024 to 2025 stats. He's been averaging pretty decently. 18.1 points, 4.4 rebounds, 6.1 assists, 41% 5 field goal percentage. That's 109th in the NBA. Jamal is still 27, right before he turns 28. It's really good to have someone who's still young, who's giving it his all. He's not in perfect condition, though, because I feel like every time he always looks so old or tired. Jamal Murray just, who knows? And let me know in the comments if you guys really think what's going on with Jamal Murray, because if he's not at his best performance or performing self like he was in 2023 or the bubble, this is going to be both a long and very ugly season for the Nuggets because Jamal Murray is considered a superstar. I think he just needs to wake up, realize that it's not about the MMA or going to fights or all that drama between him and the other players. Because last season in the playoffs, he got embarrassed by the Wolves, man. Like from throwing the heating pack and all these other stuff around him and being just a childish fool and in Canada when he got embarrassed, like not for even playing well. Yeah, he was benched, and it's just very ugly to see how he is not. I'm not saying he's not a leader, but he's just not setting the right example, and he's definitely letting people down, at least me. So don't argue with me on that one, Eric. I don't care. Whoever's viewing this, just take this with a grain of salt and don't try to take it personally. Let's see. Moving on to Nikola Jokic. Best player in the world, man. Seriously, this guy is insane. He is fourth in the NBA in points with 29.7, 13.1 rebounds. Wow, 10.6 assists. He's the second, shooting 56.8 field goal percentage, 16th in the NBA. Yeah, Jokic is about to be 30 soon, 29 right now. He is the face of the Denver Nuggets, the reason why we've won. From being on a commercial, from Taco Bell in the NBA draft, now to here. Nikola Jokic, he anchors everything for Denver. He's the reason, the heartbeat, the brain, the soul, whatever you want to call it. Everything that goes through the Nuggets goes through him. And with Jokic leading the way as point center, and just the simple fact he's the best player in the world right now, like what more could you want from the guy? Yeah, he may not have the best game or triple doubles every time. Yeah, it's just sort of funny how you see so many people still want to compare him to, say, Joel Embiid or any of these other great centers. Like, they're all good in their own perspective. Joel Embiid is pretty bad right now as of lately, not just because of numbers, but with the injury, with the fact that he got into it with a reporter or just other stuff in the locker room, like saying how Tyrese Maxey saying he's not a leader. It's so ugly how this information is kind of spread throughout the both NBA or just all around the world, considering now they have to live with it. They have to hear how bad Joel Embiid is or how Jokic, like the guy's both a three-time MVP, an NBA champion, Finals MVP. What more could you want from him? In the fact that, yeah, the Nuggets, he's in the middle of his prime right now. It's going to be another 4 or 5 years. We'll see if Jokic keeps up like this before he declines or whatnot. We'll see. Christian Brown is next. We're mainly going to do the stars. I don't want to have to do every single player, and I'll probably just give some insight on like probably the bench. We'll see. I'll definitely do Russell Westbrook. Christian Brown, as of lately, he has 16.2 points. He's only 23, by the way. I love this guy. 4.9 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 58% field goal. Like, the fact that he is honestly one of the hottest players in the NBA, or not even just for them, the Nuggets, like, dude, this guy really is slept on, and he's a winner from winning both high school to college championships to being in the NBA in his first year winning a championship. Like, wow, this guy. I got to get a Christian Brown jersey, man. That guy deserves a medal. But, yeah, if we're being totally real, Christian Brown is one of the reasons, not just one of, like, he is a major reason why the Nuggets won that championship. And for him to just be, slept on or just be kind of, I don't know how you'd want to describe it. He's just not as popular or famous compared to, say, every other guy. It's a shame because, like, Christian Brown, young guy like him from, University of Kansas, we need young winners like that who are able to hustle, play defense. If he improves his 3-point shot, he'll just be as good as KCP someday. So we'll just have to wait and see. Like, I feel like he could even be the second All-Star before Jamal Murray. So there is that. We'll go with Aaron Gordon next and finish off with MPJ and Russell Westbrook. But with Aaron Gordon out, like, it's kind of tough to say because of his injury, being sidelined for quite some time. He's just like Jokic right now. He's 29. It's crazy, dude. Averaging 15.4 points, 6.7 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 52.9 field goal percentage. Aaron Gordon is that dog, man. He's the reason why our defensive presence against guys like LeBron, AD, Victor Wembanyama, Karl Anthony Towns, like guys like that, won't have really much to do against the guy. If Aaron Gordon shows up, which he does like mostly every night, like, dude, what can we do about the guy who we just paid over $100 million? Like, this guy is considered a champion. Like, when we got him from the Magic, it was so important to find out that he really was a key missing piece in order to get the chip. So to say that Aaron Gordon was just a fluke or he wasn't really meant to be on this Nuggets team, and if he stayed with Orlando, who knows what would have happened. Gary Harris, we missed that guy. And RJ Hampton, so many players who we had to trade or unnecessary conditions. I feel like Aaron Gordon anchors both the defense. He's improved his shot. Condolences to his brother, man, or just hope that he's resting easy now. But Aaron Gordon, he's on that spiritual journey. He's the voice. I feel like he really is the voice of some of the Nuggets. So, Nuggets stats. Yeah, so with that being said, Aaron Gordon, you're in my prayers, bro. You got a heart right here. A lot of love coming from one of your favorites. I'll have to get I have your shirt right now, so if you see this, Aaron Gordon, just know right now I still follow you even in your Orlando days when you got drafted. So, yeah. MPJ now, 46th in the league in points, 18.6, 7.2 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 49%, 49.4% from field goal. The guy is a sniper, man. Like, MPJ is like I wouldn't say our KD, but like pretty much he's so tall. He's everything you can want in a small forward, power forward combo position. If I'm being real, Aaron Gordon, MPJ kind of embodies he has the body kind of like of KD, the quickness release of like Steph Curry. Like, this guy, man, when he was in Missouri, he would dunk it. He's been dunking a lot lately. Like, let MPJ just have the rock, man, because this guy, even though he's not the best defender, and I know some people quote say they hate him because he's lazy or he's not that good of a player. MPJ right now, man, I'm telling you, if he was an all-star before Jamal Murray, that would make all the sense in the world because this guy can ball. If he probably played out of his mind defense like Jaden McDaniels or was such a great talent like that, he would easily be an all-star or just probably even be MVP talks if he upped his numbers even more for assists or rebounds. So there's that to say. Let's see, who else do we got? Russell Westbrook. We'll end it off with this guy because Brody lately with the Nuggets, it's so crazy how like Russell Westbrook from the Thunder to being traded from Houston to the what was it? Houston to what was it? The Wizards? Yeah, he's been all over the place. He went to the Lakers, the Clippers. Career stats. Okay, so he's averaging 12.2 points, 9th in NBA, 4.1 rebounds, 5.9 assists. That's 25th in the NBA. 39.1 uh, overall field goal percentage. The fact that Russell Westbrook's 36 now, he has the most triple doubles in the league history, 200. How are you ever going to compete with that? Like, that's why Jokic, I think, got him. And this is the real main segment, and we'll kind of end it off with this because I know I've been on for a while. Russell Westbrook, he gives that edge, gives that extra push that Denver needs off the bench. And hopefully he's there to give Jamal that extra push to be better or maybe have a heated confrontation. Who knows what? Anything could go on if these two ever, faced each other. But Jamal Murray probably needs a wake-up call from Russell Westbrook if he feels off or if he's having a bad night or if he just needs to find that person to kind of be a mentor and just hear him out. I just hope nothing goes wrong in terms of a fight or something. But the fact that Jamal Murray, I feel like that's why Russell Westbrook was brought to this team to kind of be there to give Jamal like a serious talk, real one-on-one conversation or something about like letting go of his ego, being real, figuring out what it means to be another champion again. So that's kind of where I believe Russell Westbrook is as a sixth man. If he can be a sixth man of the year candidate or in talks, like, man, that'd be amazing. But I hope Russell Westbrook gets his championship with the Nuggets because he's got even one more year. Hopefully we'll see unless he decides to retire. But, Russell Westbrook truly is one of the reasons why Nuggets basketball is kind of fun again because last year, not saying that we lost that when Bruce Brown was gone, but seeing Russell Westbrook kind of control the tempo without Jamal on the floor, kind of pushing the pace, being faster on the fast breaks or off rebounds, passing, assists. His defense alone is pretty good too. Or the two-man game he's got, even with Jokic, is really special. So with Russell Westbrook, like I said, almost 40 years old, like what more would you want from some guy who's taking care of himself? Like he's literally in better shape than Jamal. And that's not no disrespect or shade to Jamal, but at least Russell Westbrook looks like he's taking things very, very, very serious. So, yeah, guys, with that being said, we're about to end it up here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the league within 17 games. I mean, the Nuggets overall, this is just my insight. The Nuggets aren't bad. They're not great, but they definitely know they could be better or could have won some of these games. Like, say if it was the New York home game or any of these games like from the road in Utah, yeah, that's an easy win. They could have won the first couple of games. If the Nuggets won the home opener against Oklahoma City or if they beat the Clippers, it would be so nice. But, yeah, I feel like for Denver to kind of have those losses, it's necessary when your team is kind of down. You're not really certain. You're just figuring out your, placement or where you guys stand. And it's just good to see how the Nuggets right now are. I wouldn't say they're not perfect, obviously. They're still finding their rhythm. It's just a matter of where they'll be come All-Star break or post All-Star break, what their plans are to develop themselves if they want to be another championship contender, if they want to beat Boston or whoever is in their way. I feel like Cleveland versus Denver would be a fun matchup, or if it was Denver versus who knows? There are so many potential teams. Let's look at the standings one more time real quick because the NBA standings are they're pretty jumbled to say. Yeah, the the Eastern Conference is nothing compared to the West. You only got two teams really good in the East, which are the Cavs and the Celtics. Thunder, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the Warriors, the Nuggets, they're top five. It's really going to be something if the Nuggets don't manage to get to the top five seed. But yeah, guys, this is Mr. Exquisite Nugget signing off. Stay tuned for more content this week. I just went on a 30-minute rant. My voice is kind of scratchy, but that's why I got my drink here. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, share the channel out, spread the word that we got 50 subs. And as always, go Nuggets. Good night, fam.